What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Elite Suite, and today I'm bringing you a special video. This is going to be a market wrap-up for this week. Now, I've been writing an article over on UltimateTeamUK.co every single week, basically discussing how the market's going to fluctuate, why it has fluctuated the way it has, and what you guys can expect, what you should buy, what you should sell, and when to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to animate that for you guys in a video every single week. And if you guys really want this to be a series, drop a like on the video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section below. But this week, it's more so based around weekend league requirements. That's how we're going to make a lot of our profit. As you guys can see, we need a minimum of 16 players from the Premier League in our starting 11 in subs. Now, if you guys do the math, that's 11 plus 7, that's 18 total spots that you can include Foot Champions Weekend League squad. So that allows for 2 players from non-Premier League. That's legends, anybody from the Bundesliga, La Liga, you get the point. So, with that being said, basically everybody but the Premier League players are going to be dropping in price and already have done so. Then, if we scroll forward in our daily knockout, we need a 7-player Calcio starting 11 along with 7 in the subs. Now, considering it is a weekend league qualifier, it won't have a very big effect on the market, if any. And then also the same requirements as we saw for Calcio, we've got Ligue 1 as another requirement. So we can see players rise a slight bit for those days, but definitely not as much as what we'll see for the weekend league. Now, going on to next weekend's weekend league, you can see that you need 18 players from La Liga or Bundesliga. Notice that it's not 16, it's 18. That means no legends whatsoever will be used in this weekend league. And we've already seen a huge drop of legends throughout the week. Perez has dropped over 100,000 coins. Pele has even been under 5 million most of the week. It's absolutely ridiculous. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start off by showing you guys when to buy non-Premier League, La Liga, and Bundesliga cards. Now, although there are no weekend league requirements for Calcio and Ligue 1, there are qualifier requirements, but they're, as I said, they're going to be pretty insignificant to the cards that you want to trade with, the cards that you're interested in. I don't think anybody's going to be buying an inform Dybala simply to play 4 games to qualify for the weekend league. And since you can't use that Dybala later in the weekend, especially nobody's going to be using and buying that Dybala to qualify for the weekend league. So you can see him drop even more throughout the week. So thus, the time to buy the non-EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga cards would probably be this weekend around Sunday throughout next week, but you don't want to wait too long, because obviously investors are going to be starting to pick up these players later next week in preparation for them to rise in the weekend league after. So you gotta get ahead of the game, probably buy on Sunday or Monday, or at latest wait until the weekend league rewards next Thursday, but that's really pushing it. Next, we're going to talk about the Premier League cards specifically. You need 16 of those to participate in this weekend's weekend league, and obviously nobody's going to want to miss a weekend league, especially if you're a dedicated weekend league player. So with that being said, these cards have been holding their price a lot better than the other cards, but nonetheless they have still been dropping. We've seen Inform Pogba, 89 rated, who is actually a card that I've picked up already earlier this week, but we've seen him drop below 800k, and previously he was about 1.1 million coins only about 2 weeks ago. So the elite cards like this one, they have been dropping significantly. Now obviously Pogba was also affected by the OTW Pogba, so let's go ahead and get a different example. We're going to look at Eden Hazard. Now Eden Hazard's card has been holding quite the price still in comparison to his other elite left-winger competition, such as Marco Reus. Now, Eden Hazard, as you can see, he's under 140k. That's approximately what he's going to be settling at, 137k, as you can see right there. But only a few weeks ago, he was about 30k more than Marco Reus, and if he's 140,000 coins now, you can see that Marco Reus is taking a huge plummet, while Hazard has been holding his price of over 100K and significantly over 100K. So what you'll probably see from Hazard is that he's going to hold that price until around Friday, and then some investors are going to start dumping their Hazards for hopefully weekend league players to pick them up, but it's actually going to cause the opposite effect. It'll cause the market to go down because the weekend league players most likely already have their cards. Secondly, with the investors dumping them in the market, that's going to cause undercutting, and with there being no Premier League players in next weekend's weekend league, it's going to cause a panic sell, and that's only going to cause more undercutting throughout the weekend. So with that being said, I think that Sunday and Monday are going to be the best days to buy the Eden Hazard card, because that will leave it to where there's only going to be a huge amount of supply. Every single person that has an Eden Hazard is probably going to be trying to sell that card because there's no Premier League players in the next weekend league, and there's not going to be any demand for the card because obviously you can't use them in the next weekend league. It's a combination of, you know, so many Hazards being used in this weekend league and absolutely none being used in the next one. It could cause him to drop to around 100,000 coins in only about 5 days. So keep an eye out for cards such as him in the Premier League. Next, I'm going to discuss when to buy La Liga and Bundesliga cards, and their weekend league starts on the morning of Friday, February 24th. That's the weekend league after the EPL weekend league. And again, we need 18 from our starting 11 and subs, which requires no legends whatsoever. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cards' prices. Now, I'm going to show you guys some cards you want to avoid and some cards that you definitely want to pick up, depending on how many coins you have. I'll give you guys some low budget and high budget investments. Let's start out with high budget investments. Players like Ronaldo are at the lowest they've been since before Team of the Year. Now, earlier today, he was under 1.4 million coins on the Xbox market. Right now, he's at 1.435, and he might drop back down tomorrow during rewards. But what I'm saying is that you probably want to pick these cards up as soon as you can. They're only going to continue to rise until that weekend league, or until a couple days before that weekend league is released. Buy as soon as you can. Probably sell around the Tuesday of next week when everybody is building their La Liga and Bundesliga squads. Then I'm gonna show you guys a lower budget card to pick up. I think Tremolinas will be a good investment because Tremolinas, he gets a French link with players like Coman and Ribéry in the Bundesliga. Then also in La Liga squads, he is just a very good player for such a cheap price. I can see him rising to over 2,000 coins pretty easily. Then I want to show you guys a player that you want to avoid. Renato Sanchez as an investment is going to be absolutely terrible. Now, while a lot of people are going to be using Renato Sanchez, this card has tripled in price nearly since what he was when this weekend league requirement was released. Everybody and their dog is investing in Renato Sanchez. So either you're going to need to beat the other investors to selling, or you're going to end up actually losing coins on that Renato Sanchez. Because with the amount of investors in that Renato Sanchez, I think that he's probably going to drop a ton on about the Thursday before weekend league, maybe even before that. So I'd avoid Renato Sanchez. On the other hand, I think great investments might be within Manuel Neuer. While Manuel Neuer's card is only 120k, he is taking a significant plummet since what he was last week. Right now, he's about 120,000 coins. That's what he's been throughout today when I'm recording this video, and he's only going to rise until that till that weekend league is released, because this card is not only used in a ton of weekend league squads already, you're going to be limited to these two leagues, and considering there's not too many good goalkeepers to choose from in La Liga, while Navas is really short, Oblak, a lot of people really don't like him this year, and the only other options are really Bernd Leno. And going to my next investment, I think Bernd Leno's Inform card might be a brilliant investment. Right now, Bernd Leno is only 84,000 coins on his Inform card, which is ridiculously cheap, and he might drop even lower on weekend league rewards. That's when you want to go pick up this Leno card. I might be buying a few of him myself. Then, in terms of center backs, I think Javi Martinez might be a good low budget investment, because Javi Martinez is going to get the link with the Spanish players of the La Liga. While he's already 4,000 coins being an 84 rated card, he could rise even higher. Now, if you don't want to spend that much on Xavi Martinez, your other option is to go with Marc Bartra. One thing you got to note about him, he's very terrible in FIFA. Very horrible card, so I don't know how many people are going to be picking up that card. Then, on the higher range investments, obviously Boateng. Boateng is a card that gets a hyperlink with Neuer. He's the highest rated center back in the game as a gold card, and with that hyperlink with Neuer, I think it's going to be used too much to where he will obviously rise in price. And obviously Hummels is another option there with the hyperlink with Neuer. Now, I don't only want to talk about Weekend League, I also want to talk about squad building challenges in these weekly updates as well. So, with that being said, we're going to start out with these new League SBCs that have dropped. We saw these drop last week, so they're not really new anymore, but there are a couple SBCs that I would suggest everybody doing. Sevilla FC in particular. You can do this squad building challenge for about 9 to 10,000 coins. Pretty average squad building challenge for a League SBC, but in return you get a 45k pack. That's potential for a lot of profit, and you get back at least 6,000 coins every single time. So you're only risking 3,000 coins with the potential of obviously getting something quite good. And then another one is going to be Valencia CF. Now, I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing it very soon. You get a 25k pack, and Valencia is going to be about 9 to 10,000 coins as well. Now, if you want the Suarez, you can do all of them, but I would definitely stay away from doing Real Madrid. I'd stay away from doing the Barcelona one. I'd stay away from doing pretty much all of them, because you're not going to make profit on most of them. You're going to have to be dumping coins into this SBC to get the Suarez. So don't expect to do some of these squad building challenges within the League SBCs and make profit. Just a couple of them, such as Sevilla and Valencia. Now, one more thing to mention. With the Valentine's Day SBC bust, there was nothing, and so many people invested in Hearts players, because Hearts are associated with Valentine's Day. Well, because there was no SBC, everybody who invested in Hearts players actually dumped them onto the market. So Hearts players are going for near discard, if not discard price right now. It's the cheapest time to get this Hearts SBC done if you do want the Scottish Premiership SBC completed. Now, I don't know who wants that Griffiths card. It seems like a pretty solid card from a really shit league, but nonetheless, it is a good super sub, so if you wanted that card, it's the good time to do the Hearts SBC within it. Next, we're going to talk about Player of the Month. Now, last month we were able to flip 27 Llorente cards that I got for discard price, and we were able to sell them all for about 18,000 coins. Now, without that being a requirement, they ended up dropping once again to where we can buy them for pretty cheap. Now, I'm not going to be picking up Llorentes this time around, but there will be other inform cards that you want to pick up throughout these next 2 weeks if you can get them for discard price from the Premier League. There was a new inform that was introduced this week in the Team of the Week, and it was a center back 81 rated card. So this card is actually going to be chilling probably around that discard price as well. His name is Michael Keane. Now, he's only 81 rated in comparison to the 83 Llorente, but nonetheless, he's actually a decent card, along with the fact that he is near discard price, and also he will be being hyped up once it gets closer to the POTM, and that's the main point. With him being hyped up closer to POTM, we can see these informs easily rise to over 15,000 coins. So you're making, no matter what, you will be making profit if you buy this card for less than 10,500 coins. So I'd suggest picking those guys up throughout the next couple weeks. Another card that you guys might want to look at for the POTM of February is going to be Jordan Ayew. He's a very cheap team of the tournament right now, along with El Mohammadi. So whether that might be a requirement or not, I'm not sure. However, we know for a fact that they will rise in price for the hype. So definitely want to pick them up so you can sell into the hype and make profit no matter what. So as you can see, they're chilling around 11,000 coins. If you can get them for discard price, I picked up a ton of them for 9,900 coins back when they were in packs. So I've got a ton of them already, and you can see I picked up all of them for 9,900 coins. I also picked up a Thomas as well for La Liga Weekend League. So that's it for the POTM. I'll talk about POTM more in next week's update as it gets closer to the February POTM being released. Obviously, it's only mid-February, so we can't even get a good perception of who's going to be that POTM quite yet. Anyways, guys, this is it for the video today. It's getting pretty long, but if you guys want to see this as a series, be sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe in return for these market updates. That's all I ask. It's completely free, easy. You can click that link on the screen right now, or you can click the link to that other video on the screen. That's also an option. I hope you enjoyed your stay at the Elite Suite, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Ow!